Hey, welcome back to Dear Twin Flame. So I'm really proud of myself, and I wanted to share with you my accomplishments. I bought the kids a basketball net the other day when we were in Goderich, and I had to put it together. And oh my god! First of all, the directions suck because I'm pretty good with following directions. But anyway, after like 4+ hours of wrestling with this stupid thing, I put it all together. I was a great example to my girls of how persistence in the face of adversity and frustration you can basically conquer all your challenges, and you don't need anybody to come save you. So I was really proud of myself because I did it, and now have a lovely basketball net at the end of my driveway. It's all adjustable, which is really cool, so that when my son plays on it, it can be higher, and when the girls play on it, we can lower it a little bit more for them. And then my ladybug went out after I was done. Oh, sorry, messing with the camera. Okay, my ladybug went out after we were done, and she was playing all by herself, and she was getting baskets, and it was awesome. It was really, really cool. So not only did they help me put it together, but they're already out there playing and making hoops, and it was pretty cool. So I'll show you a picture. I don't know if it's attached. Hold on, I'll show you a picture. Here's my basketball net. Pretty good, eh? Did a good job. Yeah. I think in this picture it's set at 9 feet because the girls were playing with it. Anyway, that was the big adventure today. So that's what I did. I also learned something really cool today, which I'm gonna have to do some research into. But so one of the things that happens regularly when I'm talking to my guides or listening to my guides, I suppose, is they tell me, and they've been telling me this even before I started this journey on following my own intuition and listening to the guides myself. But when my mom bought me sessions with intuitives or whatever, I was always getting told by a couple of my guides that I needed to write, and I always had all these ideas of what I wanted to write, but then when I go to write, I couldn't put it to words, and I always end up doodling and just making these weird shapes of just line doodles. And it's weird because I make these doodles all the time. And anyway, today I was searching for something online, and I stumbled across this post by a woman who I've just found on the internet recently. Anyway, she posted this this writing, and apparently it's light language, but I don't know. Oh my gosh, sorry. I don't know anything about it, so I'm gonna have to do some research. But what was really interesting was some of the shapes that she was showing in her light language. These doodle type shapes. I draw all the time, and so I'm gonna have to do some more research because I literally do this all the time. And the last time I found out about, like, I was doodling all these different symbols, and I didn't know what they meant. And then I found out later from Deb, when I was doing my Reiki, that they're Reiki symbols, and I had never had any experience with them before, which was weird. So it was really interesting to find this lady and her doodles, but ultimately her writing of this light language. So I'm going to do some more research and see what I can learn about that, because I just might have found another path to investigate more on, which would be really cool, because I've kind of felt I don't want to say lost. I don't say I'm lost, because I'm just kind of going with whatever presents itself at the time, and not worrying too much about having a goal set in place, because I've always been so goal oriented and always was worried about the next thing rather than being in the time and space I'm in. So I've just kind of been learning to trust and let it go and follow whatever signs and things come to the forefront. But to have this pop up is like, oh, good, look, it's something that I get to look into, so I'm excited about that. And what else am I excited about? I had a lot come up today that, sorry, it's not balancing very well. What was I doing? I forgot, I was doing something this morning and something came up. And I thought I should tell you. Oh, I know. Oh, I have a joke for you too. Hold the line. I gotta find my phone. Please hold. I'm gonna pause this and come back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I got 2 jokes for you. One, I'm gonna read it to you. I was working in a movie theater in France. A customer started arguing with my manager, who was a highly functional alcoholic and did not give a flying fuck about pleasing customers. She stupidly went on the "customer is king" rant, to which he replied, "We're in France. We decapitate kings." So that one was funny. Also, along of France, did you know that French fries aren't made in France? They're made in Greece. Ah, come on. That was funny. You gotta admit that was funny. That's one of Little Bear's jokes. So there's that. So there's your jokes for the day. I hope they make you groan as much as they made me groan. What else was I gonna share? Please hold the line while I look for. Da-da-da. Somebody sent this to me. I thought it was pretty fitting, considering I'm feeling like I'm going on a roller coaster lately, and it's called the Corona Coaster. It's a noun. The ups and downs of a pandemic. One day you're loving your bubble, doing workouts and baking sourdough. The next you're crying, drinking wine for breakfast, and missing people you don't even like. Yeah. I wouldn't say that's exactly how my roller coaster is going, but it was pretty timely when it showed up. So that was funny. Something came up on my feed today that I thought, oh, maybe this will resonate with you. So it came up, I was reading my cards today, and it just came up that I don't know how to, sorry. I always have so much that I want to share with you, because I just think it has value. I know at certain points in my life it would have had value for me, and some of the things that come up on my Facebook memories, the timing of it is, it doesn't apply to me anymore, but I wonder if maybe it would resonate with you, and I want to share it, but I don't want to share it for you to think that I'm judging or pushing, or I don't know. My intention is really just to share and make you think, or because these are things that made me think or question how I was moving through my world. And anyway, if you like take it for what it is, it's just all pure of heart and good intentions. Okay, so no judgment, no. Anyway, I choose to be kind because it makes me happy, but I will defend my boundaries, my loved ones, my friends, and those who cannot defend themselves without hesitation. Make no mistake, I am fierce. That's the one. It's a wolf. Doesn't he have cool eyes? I don't know. That's one. Deep down, you know what's right for you. Trust yourself. That one I read almost every day. I have it printed out and posted on my wall in my closet. When I get dressed in the morning, I look at it every day because I think the biggest thing. Sorry, there's something on my screen. Okay, the biggest thing I had to learn was to trust my gut. Not just my head gets in the way always. My heart gets in the way sometimes too, but trusting my gut. And it's funny because trusting your gut is hard because your head and your heart get in the way. So my heart says one thing and then my head says, yeah, but you have to walk that. Oh, this is what my cards are saying today. My cards were saying that the path I am very aware of the path that I need to follow, and I am working in that direction, but I am being very tentative with my steps and careful with my words, which is funny as I am sitting here recording, being very careful with my words, as to not misstep, as to not push where I don't want to push people away, right? So you're a perfect example, and I do this with many people, but you're the perfect example of how I don't want to say the wrong thing to push you away. My heart tells me one thing. My head says, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't get, if you push too hard, you're going to mess things up. And my heart then says, well, maybe I don't deserve this, because that goes back into my self-worth, which I've realized recently is still my main hiccup. It's not my self-worth. I know I am worthy of everything good in my world, and anything that's coming that's good in my world. I know that. But my love of self has that. My love of my body, my love of, how do I say this? I'm highly critical of myself, and I need to learn to do better with that, absolutely, without question. But I thought I was doing really good. Well, no, I really was doing really good. But then when my head and my heart start battling, getting emotional, whatever, we get into, self-isolation, and there's stresses and whatever, then I let the emotion overwhelm me and mess up. And then I beat myself up. Then I beat myself up for not exercising enough, not eating properly, that my clothes don't fit properly, or whatever it is. Or, even things like how I'm handling situations, or how I let somebody talk to me. And so my self-talk is definitely needing a reboot. It's definitely needing a reboot. So that's my goal, and I recognize it, but it's hard, and it's hard because my heart and my head get in the way, and I don't listen to my gut. I really, really don't some days. When it comes to me, when it comes to other people, I'm great. Which, it's always easier for other people. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Sorry, I got on a tangent there. Reading my cards today, it came up that I know my path. I know where I need to be. I'm right in my thinking. I'm right in my progress. I'm right in my like things are going well. Life is treating me well. Abundance is there in people in my lives, things in my life, situations, however you want to look at abundance, because so many people look at it as just the number of the bank account, and that's not really what it's about. But if you start appreciating all the abundance in your life, the money comes. So it's just a trust, and I've managed to nail that down. I'm doing really well in that front. But sorry, moving things around. But when it comes to taking care of my my love of self, my self-love, that's usually the first thing that slipped, and it has definitely slipped recently because the world is hard right now, and that I go into protection mode of others, and probably subconsciously of myself, in that I human nature, or just I can't explain it. Genetics of it all is that you eat and kind of hunker down to protect yourself from the outside. Anyway, self-reflection, it's always fun. But that all being said, I need to stop second guessing my gut, and let my heart be itself, and let my head be itself, but ultimately listen to my gut and just be me. So trying my best, trying to do better. And it's a hard road some days, and then other days it's awesome. Like today was awesome. It's the self-reflection that you go, oh yeah, I could have done better. So anyway, it was a freaking hot day today. I'm sure you felt it wherever you were. I got caught in a thunderstorm outside making this basketball net. That was fun. Soaked to the skin. And then literally not even 5 minutes later, so flippin' hot, because it got so hot afterwards and felt like your skin was frying. So got a bit much sun. Shoulders are pretty rosy. Tomorrow's another day. Apparently it's supposed to be just as hot, so that'll be fun, because I want to try to work on my gardens a bit, and maybe clean out my garage a bit more so I can do some crazy ass painting. That would be fun too, but I'm not sure it's going to happen tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, I will let you go, because I think I'm just rambling. But so owning my truth. I guess these videos are that, in that you're on my mind. I think of you every day, and I miss you every day. And my truth would be, I guess, that I would never, how do I say this? I would never want you to be with me if it is not where your heart lies. I would never want that, because it just wouldn't be right. However, if your heart is there, that is being with you is the only right I can feel in my gut. if that makes any sense. It just doesn't feel right not to be together. So that is my ultimate truth. That being said, I'm a grown-ass person who is quite capable of respecting other people's boundaries and still being friends with them. I'm good at that too. So I don't want you to think that unless you want to be in a romantic relationship with me, then you need to steer clear, because if friendship is all that you're comfortable with, I'm good with that too. There's my truth. There's my truth. There's my truth. I don't know how else to say it. It breaks my heart every day that I can't see you. It breaks my heart every day that I know I can feel in my gut that you're not in a good place. I can feel in my gut that you aren't happy. I can feel in my gut that you struggle. And it breaks my heart every day that I can't help you with that I need to let you walk that path, which I totally respect, but it still breaks my heart. And I'm good with that. But I just want to be truthful and not walk on eggshells, I suppose, and just say, I've loved you since the day I met you, and I won't pretend otherwise. And I just, that's my truth. That's my truth. So there's that. Again, same as every day. I wish you well. I wish you happiness. I wish you find peace in your world, because you deserve it. And until next time, dear twin flame, you are loved and you are missed.